Not a whole lot I can do. As far as that dark goes. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck you. Whatever. Hey, welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. It's a show where we talk to entertainers, live performers, entertainment professionals, all kinds of people in the performance industry that have been affected by COVID. We tell you where they're telling their jokes now, where they're singing, what they're doing, all that good stuff. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the talent and the acts here. It's really important to us and it really helps everybody. We're on the show. We're on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 o'clock. YouTube Live. Sometimes we have shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can catch us anytime on any of those. Do me a favor before we get going, before we go any further. If you can, like the video right away. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. It really goes a long way. It helps us. Helps me. It would be a great way to support the show if you enjoy the show. If you want to support the show further, I don't really have any sponsors. The show is sponsored by by you guys, the viewers, the guests, and everybody. If you want to step up and do something and help out, feel free. Bam! Look at that. Oh, right on my head. Go to any one of these options. I got all kinds of options. I try to make it nice and simple. If you want to support financially, go to lennyschmidt.com/if you can. That way you can. There's all kinds of ways to donate money there or support. You can go anywhere from $1 to $10,000. It's all right there. I capped it at 10 grand because I don't want to be greedy. Times are tough. It's COVID. So anywhere between $1 and $10,000 and any one of those options. lennyschmidt.com/if you can. You can go to Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. Or if you want, if you enjoy the content that much and you enjoy all my other online content, my stand-up shows, my variety shows and stuff like that, feel free to follow me and join the Patreon page. If you join the Patreon page, it's a monthly fee, also for as little as $1 or as much as $10,000. I try to keep it pretty specific. For as little as $1 to $10,000 a month, you can get all kinds of content. Not only will you see this show and the other online content, which is free and everybody sees, but you get all kinds of bonuses. You get all my albums on download. You get all the backup content we've ever shot on this show. That's close to 100 episodes. You get access to all that stuff. You get all the backup stand-up shows. You get all the online content. You can jump online and you can see that stuff and you can check it out. If you join the Patreon page, feel free to do that. And if you're a big supporter or if you enjoy, my comedy and my content online, this weekend, August 29th, will be the first of hopefully many new variety, improv, stand-up, interactive comedy shows that will stream also on live at 6 o'clock called Reconnecting Comedy. It stars me and a number of other professionals that have been on these shows before. Stephen Briggs, Lang Parker, John McClellan, lots of different videos. Keith Runyon, one of our own supporters and followers of my Patreon page, that's going to do a sketch for us. I think I mentioned Lang Parker, Aunt Millie, all kinds of sketches and characters. It's also Cody Dove. There's going to be improv where you guys can get involved. You can make comments. We'll respond online. We'll respond live. There'll be some taped content. I'm really excited about it. It's a brand new show, brand new format. It's this weekend's the first one, August 29th, 6 p.m. You can see that for free. Also, all of it's at Lenny Schmidt Comedy on YouTube. If you go there, subscribe to the page, like the videos, but that's where you will see all the live content. So there you go. And this week we have a big week. This week we have 4 live streaming quarantine comedy shows. We have the Reconnecting Comedy. Let's bring out our first guest. What do you say? Let's do that. This is taped. I think you know that by now. This is the taped opening, so I don't screw it up. I do this 75 times, and then I eventually get it right. So now we go live, and things get messy. Things get messy right here. So just buckle up, hold on, and enjoy the show. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. Subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the show. Okay, so far there are no mistakes today, so I just want to say that now. So I should get some sort of applause or something. There's usually millions of mistakes by now. There are none. There are zero. There are nada. How are you? Thanks for tuning in, and once again, welcome to Lenny Schmidt. I am Quarantine Comedy. Thanks for being here at the show once again. The followers that are here, as always, you guys are great. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. As many of you know, especially if you're Patreon members, the advertising and the invites and so forth went up for the new show this weekend, Saturday, the 29th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Reconnecting Comedy. It's a live sketch, improv, stand-up, viral, interactive. It's a whole different show I kind of created, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. It's a different format. There's a lot of different people, a lot of people involved. John McClellan, our own Keith Runyon, who's a Patreon member and a follower here. I spent most of the day editing his footage. Lane Parker, who else? Stephen Briggs. So many great talent. Cody Dove. So many great people are involved in the show this weekend. Please tune in. Please share the invites. Please be here. As always, there's an opportunity for you to support the show. If you want, bam, there it is again. If you feel free and you want to support the content that we're doing here, jump online right there, lennyschmidt.com/if you can. There's all kinds of Venmo information, all that stuff. Also is on the Evite for the show. Feel free. As far as you guys are going, thanks for being here. I got the Runions are here. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Robin Greenberg. I have to make sure they say Robin Greenberg. Otherwise, she gets upset. Who else is here? Alex is here. Alex, how are you, man? Hope things are good down there in San Diego. The Mulligans, some of you guys, and anyone I know up north, I hope you're safe. Please be careful up north. I know there's a lot of fires up there. I understand many of them are getting under control. Please be safe. Please take care of your families, and please listen to the professionals. If they tell you to leave, if they tell you to get out, they tell you to go somewhere. Do it, man. You gotta. Oh, don't tell me. I have sound. Who said there's no sound? Oh, it was. See, I'm following. You guys are messing me up now. I have the best supporters in the whole world. You guys are you're really the best. Folks, we're gonna get right to it. We have a lot going on. We have a friend here. I have a gentleman here. This is a guy who before I did comedy, I watched every day after school on a show called Make Me Laugh. And he played a little character called Baby Man that made me laugh harder and harder every time I saw it. I've been a huge fan of this guy's my entire life. And as time went by and the longer I got in this business and the longer I stuck around, it turned out to be that I'm friends with him. And I watch football with him, and his son, Dylan's a great guy. But I couldn't be happier. And Bruce is a phenomenal guy. Here's a little taste of our good friend. Here he comes, the one and only Bruce Baum. This is who you're going to see. Pay attention. This is him.
I remember on my honeymoon night, I said to my wife, in your wildest dreams, did you ever think someday we would be married? She said, my wildest dreams have nothing to do with you. I'm in a new movie I should probably plug. It's being produced by the Animal Planet channel. Kind of a cross between Seabiscuit, Blue Velvet, and My Dog Skip. It's called Seabiscuit Blew My Dog Skip. Talk about advertising. You guys see these commercials for FDS? Feminine Hygiene Deodorant Spray? Now, wouldn't that sell better as a roll-on? You guys see these commercials with Carmen Electra for milk? Carmen Electra says not enough Americans care what they put in their bodies. Isn't this the woman that slept with Dennis Rodman?
Yeah, folks, that is the one, the only. Please welcome right here live on my show, my good friend, Mr. Bruce Baum. Here he comes. There he is. Look, there he is.
Here I am.
Holy cow, look at Bruce Baum.
How you doing, Lenny?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Good. Now, this is my isolation beard. This is what I've been growing since. So those that don't know me, this is what I normally look like.
Yeah, that's real
Is
life,
that,
Bruce.
that
Yeah,
there you go.
a little over more.
There,
There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
there you go.
That's
That's
good.
me.
Dude,
So
you look
I'm
like
gonna have to shave soon, but I don't know how to get all this off. I might have to buy one of those barber things that they, just shave your head with.
you're gonna need a professional. That
I
it
probably will.
looks like somebody crawled on your face, man. That is brutal. How are you, sir?
Good, but every time someone crawls on my face, I don't always look like this.
You would look. I would imagine a little happier, a little bit of a smile, right? If somebody crawls on your
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Okay.
I got to tell you this. With this pandemic thing, do you remember when they had that rush on toilet paper? You couldn't get toilet paper.
Yes.
So, and then about the same time, they had, if you were 60 or older, you could go shopping before they opened up.
Oh right, yeah. You got an extra hour. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So what happened was it was like being in high school when you would be fishing for beer. You'd be going in and there'd be some 58-year-old going, "Hey, can you get me some toilet paper? And here's a little something extra. Buy some Kleenex for yourself."
Yeah. Look. Psst,
But that
psst.
yeah, I'm underage. I can't get into the store.
Yeah. Help me out. Help me out. That's the best. I remember that. Yeah, the extra hour. How are things going, man? You're in lockdown. Looks like you're pretty comfortable up there in lockdown. You're in Thousand Oaks somewhere up there, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm in Thousand Oaks, so I'm using this time. I've got a bunch of footage that I own all the way back from college through present time with guys like Robin Williams, George Carlin, and I've got all these sketches. So I'm putting them together. And this is a tease, if I may. May I? I think I'm going to.
I would hope you would.
Okay, so this is
I would expect nothing less of you.
Okay, then it's called Bruce Baum's Personal Stash.
Okay.
So be watching for that. I'm finishing up the editing now. So I've been doing that during the what do you call it? The pandemic?
The lockdown, the quarantine,
Isolation.
whatever. I don't know what it's called anymore. All I know is we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything.
Well, I like to go into stores wearing a mask, but with no shooting shirts.
How's that going? How's that going over for you?
And they say, "Hey, you got to wear a shirt in here," and I got my mask.
Yeah.
I can't go shirtless. That's against the Constitution.
Is that when you start screaming freedom for my rights?
Yeah.
As an American.
Yeah, what about my rights? I'm wearing a mask. What about my rights?
That doesn't seem fair. Right. Absolutely. I just got how do you get a mask over that beard, man? Don't you need 2 or 3 masks, or do you gotta? It's gotta have.
I just paint my lips white, and they think I'm wearing a mask.
You would fit right in.
No, I wear a mask. I actually wear a hazmat suit.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah, you might as well right now. That's good. That's a smart move. Yeah, you gotta have a ton of footage, man. Because I was looking at. I called you and messaged you earlier today. I looked at your website. Man, there's just too much stuff for me to. That's why I'm like, what do you want me to show? There's a million things here. I mean, you've been around forever. I remember, like I said, I remember watching you when I was a kid.
When I went to film school at UCLA.
Wow.
As video was just coming in. And when we wanted to cut something back then, you cut a frame, cut it to what you wanted. You put tape on it.
Right.
And then you send it to the lab. You'd get it back a week later, and you go, you know what, I need to add 2 more frames. And you go through the whole process again. Now you just hit a button. If you like it, you go ahead and render. It was like the day I got my diploma for film, someone was running down the hall going, "I just invented video. I just invented video."
And you just tear up your diploma?
Well, yeah, I used the same concepts, but all the editing and stuff changed. So, but I had my student films had Robin Williams, Dave Letterman.
Yeah.
All the comics at the store back then. It was back like in 76 to 78.
Yeah, well, you were at that mecca time of the store, man. Like right at the prime time, that 70s when everybody was there. That was the explosion, the boom, the whole,
Yeah,
they're doing.
I like to say we were dancing in magic and didn't know it.
Yeah,
because
that's gotta be cool. Yeah,
really, because you'd play the store every night for 2 to 4 years. I guess I did it 2 years as part of a team and a couple of years as a solo act. And, you'd go on with bills that had, in lineups you couldn't, a typical bill would be Leno, Letterman, Gallagher, myself, Howie Mandel. And nobody knew what was coming. So
Yeah.
it was a special. As a matter of fact, they're doing a Showtime docu-series on the Comedy Store, and I'll be in that. I'm in several of the episodes on that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I would love to see that. People on Facebook a lot, they share, they'll take a picture of one of those old lineups and they'll put them up on Facebook and they'll go, here's a lineup from 74 or 76 or whatever. And it's like 12 people and all of them are just monsters. Everybody is just, you know what I mean? It's just Jimmy Walker, Letterman, and Leno, and every Finest Hamilton, and you, and every big name, every great comic.
I got him on the wall behind me. Behind that ladder is a lineup. Pryor's on it with me, and over there there's another one with. There was about a month when Richard was working on his Sunset Strip album. He would and film. He would come into the Comedy Store and work on his bits. There was about a month I went between him and Robin Williams. It would either be Robin, myself, and Richard, or Richard, myself, and Robin, which makes you a stronger comic, but you feel like the mop rag between two orgasms. I mean,
yeah, it definitely makes you stronger. But yeah, you're looking at both ends of that one going, oh, I'm in the middle again. Again. That's got to be brutal. You got to have the coolest memorabilia in the world, man, from that time. That's got to be awesome. That's going to be great.
Yeah, and the memories. There were things you'd have relationships with guys that still exist today because you did back when the road just started opening up, when the first clubs were in Newport Beach, the Laugh Stop, and the Comedy Store had the San Diego Comedy Store.
Whatever,
Those, you'd build relationships just because you were with a guy for a whole week, and that was brand new back then. That was brand new.
Right.
So you'd have a week down there, and you kind of built a bond that lasts to today.
Right.
Nowadays, when you start, it's more mixed up. You don't kind of come up with the same guys for 3 or 4 years in the same city. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was telling. No, it's great because it was a total. It was almost like we're in this together type of thing, where you guys bonded that way. You're right. That's totally gone. I notice that now when I work clubs now, and there'll be 20 comics there to do a spot or come in to do a spot, and nobody talks to each other. Guys don't hang out. One thing that always drove me crazy. I hear this a lot. Is I'll be headlining a club and somebody will come in and do a guest spot, and a kid will come in and do a guest spot and leave and never say a word to me. And you're like, I remember there was a day when you went and did a guest spot, you walked up to the headliner and you said, "Hey man, thanks," or you at least talked to him. You know what I mean? You did something. Right. It's just a different vibe out there now. You know what I mean? Everybody's kind of on their own world.
Yeah. Wow. It's all different now.
Oh shit! Now we're all home doing this. You know what I mean? Now we're on the internet somehow.
I'm going to do a quick costume change. How's that?
I like it, man. See, you're a professional. This is why I was telling you. I didn't want to mess around. I brought somebody in with class. You're the only guy that ever sent me messages during the day about sound checks and when should I check in. Most people I got to find at 6:03, and they have no idea. They're like, "Oh, is that today?" I'm like, "Yes, it's today. I'm on live now." Yeah, I like that. That's a classy hat. That's good. Yeah, I have to mention now, I have people that tune in all the time and people that sometimes ask questions and comments, but I have one in particular that I have to mention because she keeps mentioning this. She doesn't know you, but she remembers that your wife was her sister's 6th grade teacher.
Wow, yes.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Her name, Robin Greenberg, is the supporter. She's a Patreon member and a fan of my show that tunes in quite a bit. And her sister's name was, she remembers your wife's name is Lynn. And
right.
Sister's name is Ellen Greenberg Hurwitz.
Ellen Greenberg Hurwitz. My wife's out playing pickleball now. I told her I was going to do this, and I didn't want any distractions. This is the time she normally hula dances around the house. So yeah, but yeah, I'll definitely bring that up. I'll bet there was when Lynn first started teaching, there was a group of kids that she taught, like 6 or 8 kids, just taught them, kind of like the old Aristotle days.
Yeah, right.
And she still runs into them now. I mean, she's 2 or 3 of them have remained friends or hooked up through Facebook. We ran into one of them at Disneyland about a year ago.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah.
Do they call her Mrs. Baum or Miss?
Yeah. Mrs. Baum. She teaches health, and everybody loves her. Here in Thousand Oaks, I'm Mrs. Baum's husband. You know, when I was in elementary school or any school,
right?
If you saw your teacher in a store,
yeah,
you went to your parents and we got to get out of here. My teacher's
you're
here.
like, I can't. I remember praying they would not talk to her. I'm like, don't go to produce. Don't go down to produce.
You start setting up those red cones, wet floor.
So right. Your mom's like, I need tomatoes. Like, I'll get them. I'll get the tomatoes. You wait. I'll be right back.
But the kids here they'll run across a parking lot or out of a restaurant to say hi to her.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
She's very popular.
She said it was homeschooling. She said, it was like a homeschooling situation. That's what Robin said.
That's really
okay.
Yeah, that's excellent. She teaches at Newberry High now. She teaches health.
Okay.
So, but yeah, she taught everything back then. That's exactly the class. God, who's the one I'm thinking of that she would know, or her sister would know, because he's hooked up. God, I can't believe it. As you get older, and I like to think of it as a giant file box. There's too much in there, and every once in a while, something slides out.
Yeah, you got to delete or corrupted files.
Right. Or look on the floor. Yeah.
Oh, there's a memory.
If I may,
please do.
I make a hot sauce.
Oh yeah, great. Okay.
I'm going commercial with it this year. I started making it about 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know if I had cancer in 2000 and I had radiation on my neck. So for like 2 years, I didn't shave it. I had no beard.
Right.
I saved a lot of money on razors. I'm going to have to make it all up now.
Right.
So I started changing my diet and stuff. And hot peppers are really good for you, and supposedly maybe help. I'll just say they're antioxidants. I won't say they prevent. But I couldn't find organic ones anywhere. So I planted some ghost peppers.
Oh.
And I grew them organically. Now, ghost peppers are on the Scoville scale are 1 to 2 million. And to give you an idea, a habanero, which is pretty hot, is 100,000. So it's 10 to 20 times hotter than that.
Oh, man.
But it's very tasty. And I grow them organically. And let's see. This is a bottle of Bruce Baum's Nogginblast hot sauce. Wait a minute.
There you go. Right there. Perfect. Hang on.
Now.
Don't move.
I'm sold out right now, but I'll be making a small batch, and I'll also have a holiday gift pack. But what you could do now, if you were so inclined, you could go to nogginblast.com and put your email in there, and I will send you updates. We don't ask for any money or any credit cards right now. And we don't give anybody else your email. I actually guard them with somebody else's life. And you can sign up to get the updates. It's organic. I grow it organically, and everything else is certified organic. But it's hot, it's tasty, and I'm only doing it because everybody that tasted over the last few years said, you should be selling this. There's a restaurant in Yuma, Arizona, the Icon Grill. If you go there, they carry it, and they also put it on some of their menu items. So to the folks in Yuma, you're luckier than everybody else.
Man, I'm a huge fan of the hot sauce, man. So I'll go to the website.
I'll now get you a bottle.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, I'm in.
You can try it on your show.
Yeah.
Maybe do a little tastimonial.
We'll try it. I will do a tastimonial. I'll do it live. Now, do you make it? Do you make the sauce?
I make it. I grow the peppers here at my place at the Nogginblast Peppery.
Oh, good, nice. Not up there in
fine
Thousand Oaks.
wine,
Sure,
right, like a fine vineyard.
Yeah,
And,
I took that tour once.
and we swore you to secret that. And I grow everything. I nurture every plant individually myself. I harvest them. I make the sauce. I bottle them. I put the labels on. Although Lang Parker helped put some labels on in the last batch.
Oh, right on.
Your
Okay.
show, and she's a great act. You definitely want to see her.
Yeah, she's great. She was on this show last week, and she'll be on my weekend variety show Saturday, this weekend.
Oh, good.
She's doing an Aunt Millie character. Yeah, so she'll be here. She's great.
Excellent.
Yeah, she's
been
very
in
cool.
some of my sketches that'll be in Bruce Baum's personal stash too.
Oh, right on. Okay.
So go on.
You got to be careful working with those ghost peppers, brother. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to be gloved up, and all. You know, the wrong move in any direction is not good.
I've done the wrong move. The very first time, I didn't know how long it stayed on your hands, and went to go take a piss.
Oh.
And didn't realize I had,
some of the whatever you call it. Yeah.
And it took about a minute, after I walked away from the toilet.
Yeah.
And your first thought, you don't link it all together right away. So you think, shit, what do I have?
Yeah. Well,
your groin is on fire.
Yeah.
So,
you're like, what happened? I haven't been anywhere. This can't be right.
Yeah.
This took a long time to fester.
I learned very fast. I was in the shower. Once in a while, I'll accidentally rub my eyes. And that's when you realize where pepper spray comes from. It's from these hot peppers.
Well, those ghost peppers too is like even like eyes and the eyes in the sensitive area are bad, but the ghost peppers are so strong. If you brush it on your forearm, you feel the heat on your forearm. You know what I mean? It comes
If
out.
you're going to put it on somebody and eat it off somebody, I wouldn't put it on the forearm.
Fair enough. That's a good point.
But that is so talking about food on your forearm. It just happened the other day where I went into like a place that makes their own ice cream. I've cut way back on how much ice cream. But if I find a place that makes their own, and I compare everything to McConnell's ice cream. I don't know if you've had McConnell's.
No.
Try their Turkish coffee. Oh. But anyway, you go in there and they scoop them out, but they've got different flavors on their arm. You know what I'm saying? From scooping in these big 5-gallon things.
Oh, because they're reaching down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just looked at their arm and said, well, I'll take whatever that is, and then a scoop of this over here.
Do they let you taste test off the arm?
No, but I'll ask next time.
Yeah, you should. You're like, hey, you want to try it? Yeah, take a shot off that elbow right there. It's right there. You go. It looks like that strawberry. That'll be good. I'll try that. Thanks a lot, man.
Hopefully that's strawberry. Now, I call my sauce Nogginblast, but I also had a band called Nogginblast.
Right.
So if I had we performed a little bit around town. And then I got my head and neck cancer and I had to stop for a while. But we did record a song, an original tune. And we used to do funky stuff. We used to do original tunes. And if we did something that wasn't original, we would do like a medley of My Best Friend's Girl and Sugar Sugar by the Archies.
Oh, right on. Okay.
But we did a song called Don't Drive, which is all the things you shouldn't do while you're driving. We kind of rocked it up, and I was the weak link in the band. The saxophone player is Scotty Page from Pink Floyd.
Oh man,
Supertramp and Toto. He's their sax work.
Right. Okay.
And my drummer is Burley Drummond from Ambrosia, and he's still with Ambrosia. And by the way, Ambrosia's a great band. If you only know them by their hits, they're more progressive, more like a Steely Dan. So guys from Steely Dan and other bands went through Ambrosia. So anyway, so we had a song out called "Don't Drive," and I think I sent you a quick sketch of it.
I do. Let's let me see what I have here in my little file. Yeah, I have it right here. Let's go. Let's give it a shot. This is from Bruce Baum and Nogginblast.
And I should mention that Frank Gromer did the animation.
Oh yeah, Frank Gromer, which is okay. Watch, this is great. Watch this. Here we go. This is Noggin Scratch or Noggin Blast. I'm sorry, Noggin Blast and Okay, and don't drive. Here we go.
I remember the night Mom was pounding on her drums. She called me to her side. She said, son, you're growing up. Pretty soon you're gonna drive. And Daddy heard the commotion and came in tap dancing, playing his 6th string. And they both looked at me and they said, son, before you get behind the wheel of a car, you listen to me. If you're texting while you steer, don't drive. If you've been drinking beer, don't drive. If you're talking on the phone, don't drive. If your tires are bald and it's starting to snow, don't drive. If your foot can't reach the pedal, don't drive. If you're wearing no apparel, don't drive. If you took an illegal prescription, don't drive. And no one understands your diction, don't drive. Don't speed, don't read, don't breathe, don't tweet, don't shave, don't rave, don't wave, don't eat, and don't put no makeup on or shave. You know you're not supposed to do that. If you gotta do something you're not supposed to do, you can go ahead and step on my blue suede shoes. Go ahead and scuff them up. If you're driving with your knees, don't drive. If while you roll you eat, don't drive. If you don't know how to drive, don't drive. If you've been psychedelicized, don't drive. If you're kissing on your boo, don't drive. If the boo's kissing on you, don't drive. If you've been drinking at a bar, don't drive. If there's guns in the car, don't drive. Don't shave, don't tweeze, don't nurse, don't put these things in your ears or rummage through your purse. Don't do that. If you won't do something you're not supposed to do, you can go ahead and tug on my Fu Manchu. Go ahead, I don't care. Watch me tear. If you feel like a nap,
don't drive while you sleep.
If there's a pooch on your lap,
oh, it's dangerous and creepy.
If you're feeling really wired,
mess around, calm down.
If your license is expired,
don't you drive around the town.
Something you're not supposed to do, you can go ahead and step on my blue suede shoes, scuff them up, then go ahead and pull on my Fu Manchu. Yeah. If you want to do something, you want to do something that's good. If you're feeling like any of that stuff, don't drive. Make sure you got a clear head. Ow.
Nice, very nice, dude.
That was a blast to do.
I did. I saw some clips, or I saw some pictures from you guys at the Candy Club. I saw that you guys did a show. This is a while ago, though.
Yeah, that's the live version without animation. I should actually do a cut with the two of them together.
That animation.
Yeah, we got to.
That animation's great, man. Who's the giant? Who's the giant? It's like a big gorilla guy. What is that? Like a caveman or a Bigfoot?
Yeah, I caught him in the forest. Got him in the video. By the way, I need to give a shout out to someone who's watching.
Okay.
And I want to give a shout out to Jimmy Cargill. So there's my shout out.
All right, Jimmy, how are you, buddy? I'm glad you're here. Thanks for tuning into the show. It's funny. Right before we play that, some of the people asked if you had. My supporters are great, but they're a little slow. Right before you put the clip up, they're like, "Do you have any of your music that we can listen to?" And then we led right into it. So there we go.
I can predict the future. Actually, some people call me Nostradamus because I can smell the future.
You're a man of many talents, man. Many.
I try to be.
How are you holding down during the quarantine, man? Are you doing anything? First of all, happy belated anniversary, because I know that you guys just recently had your anniversary. You went somewhere. You went somewhere, right?
We went to Morro Bay.
All right, I love
Morro
Bay.
We went to a little cottage right on the bay, so there was no. We isolated. There was no, ventilation from other rooms, and it was an open space. So we had a great time. Morro Bay. I love the Central Coast.
Yeah, no, I love it
Very
up there.
nice.
It's beautiful. I love it's laid back, man. It's got that laid back chill, like morning cup of coffee with the mist coming in. That's my favorite thing in the world, man. Up there, it's very cool.
And have you ever been to the Edna Valley up there?
I don't know. I have not.
There's a valley. I was up there for years, didn't know about this. If you're in Pismo Beach,
Yeah,
there's a
okay.
road that goes right out of Pismo Beach. You go under the I think it's the 101, and in 5 minutes, you're like in the Napa Valley, only it's called Edna Valley. All these wineries. It's incredible.
Oh,
You can spend,
nice.
yeah. So if you're ever up in the Central Coast, check out Edna Valley.
Well, my kids and I were thinking about just taking a ride, man. You know what I mean? Their summer's been screwed up so bad that there's no, we can't. Nobody. They're teenagers. We're sitting here in the house now. School started again, so we're doing that. But sometimes we'll get in the car and just go for a ride. Something. I was thinking about going to Pismo. Actually, I love Pismo, so I was like, maybe we should just take a ride up to Pismo for a
You
day.
know, there's a great hotel there called the Kontiki,
Yeah.
and they're not part of any you know Expedient or anything like
Oh,
that.
chain. So it's
big
like
ho-
they're the best. That's good. It's
a
almost
big
like a
hotel run by a family.
nice.
So the rooms at this time of the year are probably 150, 200 a night. There's a great breakfast. They've got a great health club, pools, pickleball, yoga,
Yeah.
all included. They've got a pool overlooking the ocean, and it's right on the ocean. It's a great place. So if you get a chance, the Kontiki.
The Kontiki. No, I'll go check it out for sure. My girls love that stuff. If we can just get a day or two to get away, just to do something, man. You know what I mean? We haven't done anything in 4 months. There's nothing to do. You can't go anywhere. So,
Well, tomorrow I'm going to have a big day. I'm going to move from the family room into the living room.
wow, that's good. Was that by Lynn's request, or is she letting? Did you have to ask for approval?
I'm going to surprise her.
She doesn't know. She's just gonna come out of the living room and go, "Oh,
What are you doing here?
oh, and you haven't shaved yet." You're gonna just show up like that.
I do need to. I've never had a beard this beardy.
That's a lot of beard, man. I can't. I tried that for a while. I can't do it. It's too much. It drives me crazy.
I normally let it go for like a week, so it's stubbly.
Right.
But there's nowhere to go. Nobody. I don't think anybody would recognize me on the street.
I don't
I've
think
had
anybody
people
would
come
recognize
up and want me to circumcise their babies.
you. You'd have to wear that hat. You'd have to bring that hat. It would be perfect.
Yeah,
A little
making
pair
a
of
few
scissors.
extra bucks.
Little bitty pair of scissors. Yeah, you got to make money. Everybody's got to make money during this quarantine, Bruce. You know what I mean? Bring a little pair of
What are you
scissors.
doing? Are you?
I'm doing, but I believe it or not, I'm doing Uber Eats at night. I drive around doing Uber Eats. So late at night, I do Uber Eats, which is it's a lot of fun. It's fun at midnight. It's really fun when everybody's wearing a mask, or if I forget my mask, I gotta cover my face with my shirt. So I'm walking around a front yard, and the other guy comes out to get his food, and he's got a shirt over his face, so we can't see each other, but I have his food. So it's like Marco Polo in a front yard at 2 a.m. It's great. Two adults walking around going, Marco. I have a big bag of Steak and Shake walking around. So that's what I'm doing.
You should fill your car up with food, and then follow someone who's delivering from the cannabis dispensaries. And as soon as they walk away from the door, you knock on the door and go,
That's smart.
"Hungry?"
Just kind of, yeah, big smile on my face. That's a little extra money on the side. I think that's clever. That's how I'm surviving. Well, all right, man. Well, this was, what do you got?
If I can mention, I think it's September 24th. It's a Thursday night. It'll be my first show back. I'm doing one of those parking lot shows at the Oxnard Performing Arts Center.
Oh, right on. All right.
And with Lang Parker
Oh,
and
nice.
Joey Gaynor. So
That'll be great. September 24th?
I think if that's the Thursday.
That's a Thursday. That's the Thursday. Because the
Okay, then
26th
it
is I might come out to that. Actually, that's great. That sounds really cool. I have not.
If you come out, I'll give you your bottle of hot sauce.
I'll be there for sure then. Because my daughter's going to be
All
out of town that week. She just told me she's going to be out of town. So I'm off that Thursday, the 24th. I'll shoot down. I haven't seen a drive-in show yet. Have you done one yet? Have you done any outside stuff?
That'll be my first one back in the world.
Okay. Wow, in the world,
So
God, for a while.
I actually slid in. I was in Yuma, Arizona, as they were deciding whether the curtain was going to come down. I was actually it was a show and a Nogginblast hot sauce coming out party.
Oh,
And
yeah, big
and as
opening.
as we drove back, they pretty much closed everything off. So we got in as the door was closing. We rolled underneath, and I haven't done a show, I guess, since like March 15th, something like that.
Right.
So yeah,
Are you going to remember
but I'm
jokes?
ready to go. I can come out of a dead sleep and do a show.
Okay, you've got. I was gonna say, you're a seasoned professional. I'm having trouble remembering anything. I'm sure that. I'm sure you got it down. You can just show up. You're like dead sleep. Just show up.
Right. By the way, if I may mention one, do we have time for me to mention one more thing?
I got nothing but time, Bruce. I got tons of time.
Okay.
Go.
Well, this you can get this on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. It's my book, On Hold.
Okay.
Is that coming out?
That's
okay?
perfect, man. That's exactly the way. Hold it up there again. Hold on. Let's give you the proper boom. There you go. All right. Nice.
All right.
Okay.
I only wrote this book when I was on hold on the phone because I used to get so ticked off of that I was on hold for so long that I had to turn it into something more positive. So I wrote all of this while I was on hold. There's fairy tales. There's fairy-less tales where there's no fairies at all, and then there's stories and short little thoughts like I believe the Bible says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Yeah.
But what happens if you get beat up by a blind, toothless guy? Can you just rip off one of his cheeks and call it even? Here's another little quickie. You're in the Vatican in a pickup game of basketball, and you're one of the choosing captains. Do you have to pick the Pope first if there's a better player available?
There are things
I think it's a wise choice. You might as well,
yeah, right.
because you know who will get mine.
Yeah, I think you got to take the Pope. I don't think you have a choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just hope he's good.
Well, he's got God on his side.
Yeah, you can use him as a decoy.
Yeah.
No one's going to rough him up.
No, he could probably box out really well underneath. You know what I mean? He's not
And I
gonna.
would assume
If he's in a game where he calls his own fouls, who's gonna argue with the Pope? No one is. Foul. You're right. You're right. You're right. Your greatness. Do they call him your greatness? Is that correct? I don't know if that's
I
right.
think he'll call whatever he wants him to
Oh,
call
your
him.
holiness. Your holiness. Okay.
Your holiness.
That's it.
As
Mike
he's-
got it wrong. Greatness
As
is a
he's
king.
doing the conga line to the basket.
He is exactly right on. All right, on hold. Well, you know what I do after the show? First of all, this stays up on YouTube, like I said, forever or till the world ends. Which
All right.
I have an over under on November 15th. So
This
that's
November 15th?
well, November 4th, really. November 4th. And we'll see how the election goes. It really depends how the election goes. I think things get weird after the election. I think things get really weird after the election. So we'll find out. But afterwards, after the show, in the bio, I put all your links up there. So everybody watching the show can go on to YouTube anytime and find your links and all your information. They can get the information on the hot sauce, where you can email them and update them on the hot sauce. How many different kinds? Do you have just the one, or do you have multiple flavors of hot sauce?
Well, I generally make just the ghost pepper one. But
Okay.
for the holiday pack,
Oh,
if
nice.
I may.
Yeah, you mentioned. Okay,
may,
go
I
ahead.
think I will have 2 or 3 different kinds. It'll always be a ghost pepper base, but for people that don't want it that hot,
Right.
I may cut it with some habanero or some cayenne.
Is that too much for you? Let me pour a little habanero on that. That'll
Yeah,
dumb it down
dilute
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
Now, hey, does Lynn eat the hot sauce, or is that just your thing?
She eats it, but not nearly the way I do.
Right. Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
But there are and the only reason I'm doing it is because everybody who likes hot sauce and tried mine, was ecstatic about
Yeah.
it. So I'm saying that humbly. So I decided each year I made a little bit more, and now I've made enough to do what's. I mean, I've went out and I incorporated and got insurance, and do it in an industrial kitchen. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's all safe.
Oh wow, right on. So you got do you have a staff? You got a whole staff going? A
Me,
vineyard?
it's all me.
It's all
I
me.
sanitize myself and then I make it. I put on swimming goggles, a white lab coat, some kitchen gloves.
Do you look like
and some
Breaking Bad? You look totally like Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah, but I'm safe.
All right, I can't wait to try the hot sauce, man. Also, I forgot to ask, how's Dylan doing? I haven't talked to Dylan in quite some time. We all watch football together sometimes, so I haven't talked
And
to her.
play wiffle ball. We also
Yeah.
play wiffle ball.
Oh, I haven't
Let's
played
not
wiffle ball in a
forget
long time.
that.
Right. We get too old for that
Yeah,
wiffle ball.
Well, I'm kind of. I can still swing a bat,
Yeah.
and I can still catch, but we don't run, so I'm okay there.
I can't pitch. The pitching messes up. Well, I couldn't pitch before, really, anyway. But the pitching it's rough on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's where the age starts showing.
Yeah.
The shoulders. They say the legs are the first thing to go. It's the shoulder.
It's the shoulder, man. My shoulders are killing me. Are you kidding me? My kids make fun of me all the time. I can't even hold a cup
I
sometimes.
want to be able to remember the last time I threw a football or a baseball or shot a
Right.
basketball.
Yeah.
So I gotta do that every once in a while to make sure I don't look like a fool. Because you can look pretty foolish if you haven't done it in a while. Hey, let me dribble that for a minute here. And
You-
then gee, boy,
You know what I
dribbles
did?
like an old.
You know what I did the other day that I just how bad I go out. I go for walks a lot of hiking, a lot of walks and stuff. And someone said to do interval running, like sprint and then walk. So I sprinted. I did a sprint, like a 20-yard sprint. And it's been so long since I sprinted. I thought I was going to break a leg. I thought I was going to fall down. I mean, I felt weird. You know what I mean? I haven't run in a long time, so I know what you're talking about. If you do a long time with none of those exercises, you look goofy.
Yeah, and I've done that interval stuff. Last time I ran wind sprints was about 15 years ago,
Okay.
and right now I'm in the middle of about a 20-year interval.
I like your style. All right, I'm going to implement that into my workout schedule. Let me put that down. That's a really good idea.
My wife walks almost every day, and she goes on these monster hikes.
Right.
I can't, and it's very hard to get me to go along. The reason I don't like walking is there's no score. There's no score.
It's not
If
competitive.
I was walking and all of a sudden someone said you're winning 10-2, I'd keep walking. But there's no score.
I know it doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right at all. All right, there's other people here. Martin Cohen is here, and he said
Oh.
he says that you make it sound like you're 100 effing years old. That's what he put on the Facebook page. So
Do I make it sound that way?
I guess maybe he's talking to me. He wasn't specific. Maybe it's me in the
He's
sprinting.
probably talking to me.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Wow, I'm talking like it's the beard. I don't feel like I'm 100.
You're
Maybe
very.
it's this.
You look very goddish.
Now
You
I
look-
look 65.
You, dude, you shaved 35 years off like that. That's all.
If I put a baseball cap around here. No.
Yeah, it's all the accessories. That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm sounding. I thought so. I need to talk younger.
I don't know.
So-
I don't know if you need
How about
to.
I was listening to Cardi B earlier today? Did that make me sound a little younger? Huh? I was whopping some ass.
Yeah, there. You're
Whopping some
wow.
ass.
You're yeah. At least you know. At least you know what the kids are talking about these days. I have no idea. My daughters will
Well,
say
my
that.
daughter works for Apple Music, so she's
Oh, right on.
she's all-
Okay, that helps.
she keeps me up, and I make her listen to the old stuff.
Right.
For every new band I have to listen from her, she has to listen to a Van Morrison song.
I'm lucky. My oldest daughter's really into Frank Sinatra. She listens to Sinatra all the time. Both my kids have really good taste for music. My youngest, 5% of her music is the crap I can't. It's the stuff I can't listen to. I'm not really into any of the today stuff. Cardi
Well, the
B.
thing is that the generations have lessened. You know, when we were growing up, Disney would release their film their animated films every 7 years because it was a brand new audience. Well,
Oh,
now
right, yeah.
so that was like an entertainment generation, so to speak. Well, nowadays, kids don't know bands that were 4 or 5 years ago. My wife's got kids in her class that don't know who U2 is.
Right.
They came in, and this was a couple years ago. U2 gave everybody a free copy of their album. It was put on their iTunes.
Yeah, I
account.
remember that. I had that one. Yeah.
And she had people coming in. How do I get this off here? They put this band on U2. I know nothing about them. So what happens is they only know 3 or 4 years before and after them. So there's no like Sinatra. I knew everything my parents listened to, whether I liked it or not.
Right. Right.
But I knew about Sinatra. I loved Mel Torme, Dean Martin. When I was growing up, this reminds me, my parents never had music albums. They had comedy albums. And this was before comedy was even something you thought you would do. There was like maybe 15 comics, and you'd see them on game shows.
Yeah.
Merv
Right.
Griffin and The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
But if there was a comic on TV and we were in bed already, my dad would yell up, "Hey, there's a comic on TV. You can come down, but then it's right back to bed."
Oh, no way.
So our laughs were very big. My grandfather, when we'd go to his house, he'd always be on his porch swinging, and he always had a joke. So laughter was always something I had friends who wanted to come over for dinner in high school, and they tell me now the reason we never ate, we were laughing so hard at dinner we could never eat. My dad was a lawyer, and he would let me tell you a quick story about my dad. You'll see the kind of guy I was raised by. In his 80s, he had a cerebral hemorrhage. He had a stroke and was rushed to UCLA intensive care, and they gave him till about noon to live. My daughter called me. She was at the house when it happened. I drove there. We got there, and he went into we kind of communicated with touch and stuff for a very short time. Asked him whether he wanted to fight, and dance again. And he basically, with his movement, said yes. And then he went into a 6-week coma. And the doctors told us, if he ever comes out, he'll be a vegetable. You won't know who he is. You won't know how to talk. You won't know how to read. You'll have a big baby. And after 6 weeks, he opened his eyes. They also said it was the worst brain hemorrhage they'd ever seen. He was draining out of his head for 6 weeks. Then one day he opened his eyes and he looked around. It was like a computer was rebooting. And we waited for it to look like he was kind of cognizant.
Right.
And my sister leaned over. We hadn't talked to him. We didn't know if he was in pain. And so my sister leaned over and said, "Dad, are you comfortable?" And he said, coming out of a 6-week coma, "I make a nice living."
That's this first line out of the coma. That's the best.
True story. Are you comfortable?
Really?
Nice living.
That's hilarious. That's the best, man. Well,
So he had to fight back for a couple of years before he was no longer with us.
Right.
But he kept his sense of humor. But it was amazing. But that's the kind of guy that raised me. And it was before I had planned on being a lawyer.
Right.
I'd already applied to law schools. When I was in college, I went to I played football at UCLA for a year.
Okay.
Then I transferred up to Davis to play more. But when I got up there, my cousin, Ken Eston, and I, we just started kind of doing comedy around campus. We would run into like a library, and he would play his banjo, and I would blow a horn or strum a guitar. Everybody would stop. We would do like 2 minutes of comedy and then run away. And then the next day we would write a letter to the school paper that said there's 2 guys coming into the library while we're trying to study for our midterm, and they're telling jokes and running away. And then the next day we would write a letter as if it was coming from the Student Health Union saying we're having a rash of people coming in with broken cheeks, and the only common denominator is they were laughing in the library. So there were no clubs. So we were just kind of like where there was a captive audience. We performed and ran away.
Right.
We would go into dining commons, and we would make a lot of noise. Everybody would stop. The servers would stop. We'd do 2 or 3 minutes and then run away. So that's how we started.
That's brilliant, and you created your own buzz from it's almost like social media before social media. You know what I mean? You were there,
college,
huh?
and then after college, we came during the summer. We thought we could make money entertaining, so we went to all the big medical buildings in the San Fernando Valley, and we tried to talk doctors into letting us entertain crowded waiting rooms.
Okay.
And a doctor came out and said, "You guys are fucking crazy." He said, "You're going to be spreading disease from office to office." We hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, right.
But we did get our first professional gig. A dentist hired us to play a private gig for like $20.
Okay.
And then we went back to college, and I don't know how we did this. We would get hired at the local bars, a place called what's the name of we played a couple places at the Wooden Nickel, where we have to do like 3 or 4 45-minute sets. And I can't do that now.
Yeah.
I don't know how we did that.
Yeah.
A lot of tap dancing, a lot of mugging and winking.
Yeah.
So that's how I got started. And then we came down here and started performing down here. Our first big gig was at the Ice House. Before it was a comedy club.
Yeah.
We opened up for Scatman Crothers, if anybody remembers him.
Yeah, I remember Scatman. Oh my gosh, that's the best. All right.
He was a big band singer, but most people probably remember him from The Shining.
Yeah, but he was one of those. He was. He was a big band guy. I remember that. Yeah.
So that's where I met my wife. Was there at that, and then we got to really know each other at the La Jolla Comedy Store the same week that Robin Williams came down, before he auditioned at the Comedy Store.
Okay.
Mitzi Shore called down there and said, "You guys mind? There's a guy coming up down from San Francisco. He's going to be auditioning next week at the store. Do you mind if he does some guest sets?" So Robin came down. We hung out all week. And at that time, he just had a couple bits, but he killed.
Right.
And the next week, he auditioned at the Comedy Store. And the rest was,
Yeah.
you might as well put a rocket on his rear end and send him off.
Then it just exploded. Yeah, right. That's amazing. Dude, that's the best. Dude, that's the greatest story about your dad. That's hilarious. That's just to have the wherewithal to make that comment. Yeah. Yeah, make it all right. He's always known Yeah, I didn't know if it was 6 weeks or 6 minutes. You know what I mean? He pops up. He's just like, that's where you got. But that's why you got the sense of humor. That's where it came from. That's the best. Yeah. I mean, my mom always had a good sense of humor. She listened to everything from Flip Wilson to Richard Pryor she listened to everything in our house growing up. We had every type of. She was a big fan of those. Who used to do the First Family? Do you remember those albums? They were
Vaughn.
I can't
Vaughn Meter.
Yeah. She was a huge fan of those. Yeah.
And David Fry did a bunch of them also. He did. David Fry did some political stuff.
Right.
So it was.
You hear that stuff. It makes
a comic.
It makes an impression too. Though you're right, because when I was a kid, like you're easily a generation ahead of me as far as comedy goes. You know what I mean? I'm probably about 10 years behind you. I think that's right. Yeah, I started mid to late '80s, so you're already doing it in the '70s. But something as little as your dad telling you to get out of bed to come downstairs and watch the comic on TV forms an impression in your mind growing up. You know what I mean? It's just something that just sends you down that path. Right. That's why you and your cousin were doing 2-minute ninja spots at cafes all over all over the college. It's the best.
But also, as a kid or a teenager, you love making your dad laugh and your mom. You love making your parents laugh.
Sure.
So and they both had great laughs. I could pick their laugh out of a crowd of a couple thousand people.
Yeah, right. That's significant. That's very cool. That's the best.
My mom's still around. She's like 90. She can be 91.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's got all of her faculties, so she's
good for her, man. Yeah. Where's she at? Is she out here? Where's she?
Yeah, no, she's Sherman Oaks. I was kind of born and raised in Van Nuys and Sherman Oaks. So
nice.
I've one of the few locals that was born and raised here. Well, except for from here to here, I was in Northern California.
Oh,
at
really?
UC Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
right on. Right on. Well, that's where I'm at now. I'm in Sherman Oaks now, so that's where I'm staying here. All right, dude. This burst.
I may have partied in your house.
I'm sure you probably. Yeah, apparently my building has some sort of history. My landlord keeps telling me, "You have no idea. This used to be a big party thing back in the whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I had no idea." So yeah, the way our room it's laid out, there's a dance floor out here. It's weird. It's a weird building, but anyway. That's what I got going on. Bruce, this is great. I can't thank you enough for being on the show, man. This went really, really well. Thanks for bringing the video and the hot sauce and all that stuff. Thanks for your time. Is there anything else you want to plug besides the show on the 24th?
Let me see. Do I have anything? I think I've pretty much plugged everything. And
You've plugged it all? You've plugged everything?
Yeah.
Hopefully Lynn's not watching the show, so she doesn't know that you'll be popping in the living room tomorrow for the big move. Good luck with the big move. I wish
she's
you the
playing
best.
pickleball.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, she won't know.
We're really into pickleball.
What the hell is pickleball? That's the third time I don't even know what pickleball is.
Okay, it's a cross between tennis and ping pong.
Okay.
It's about the court is about the size, about 3/4 the size of a tennis court,
Okay.
and you play with a wiffle ball. So you'd like that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So, and the rackets, they're kind of a cross between maybe a racquetball racket and a tennis racket. And it's basically small tennis with a wiffle ball.
Okay.
So it's for people like us when we're getting older, when the knees are starting to, I don't dive anymore.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. Right. I'm like that.
But yeah, it's the pickleball. I guess it's the fastest growing sport in America.
Well, and the cool thing for you is that it's competitive. It's not like walking. You know what I mean? There's a winner in pickleball, correct?
That's right. There's scores.
There you
If
go.
it was just a friendly game with no score, I'm out.
I'm out. This is ridiculous. I have to beat someone. There's no reason to be here if I'm not beating someone. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Bruce Baum. Please, everybody watching the show, thank you so much. You guys are the best. Bruce, I wish you the best, man. Thank you. Take care.
Happy everything.
Happy everything. I'll see you on the 24th. Folks, that was Bruce Baum. I can't tell you how happy I was to have Bruce Baum on my show. That's the coolest ever. Thank you guys for being here, for tuning in. You guys are all you guys were great. Lots of people tuned in today, guys. Thank you so much. It was great to be here. Thank you, Robin, for being here. We could talk about Lynn. We covered a lot of bases. You guys are great. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you very much. In 2 days, Marcus Anthony will be here, a singer extraordinaire. You get to see if you're on the cruise lines, if you're on the cruise ships. He tours with Carnival quite a bit. Also this weekend, the 29th, please don't forget Reconnecting Comedy, the variety sketch, improv, viral, video, live, stand-up show I'm doing at 6 o'clock Pacific time. Tune into it. I'm very excited about it. I hope it goes very well. You guys have been the best. Thank you all for being here very much. Take care of yourselves, and as always, dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers, will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to lennyschmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.